Hi, welcome to SBR TV. This is our College Football Experts Roundtable for Week 12 in college football. We are joined once again by returning guests Doug Upstone from ImpactWageringSolutions.com, Zach Rosenfield from AccuScore.com, and Steve from CollegeFootballWinning.com. Thanks, guys, everyone, for being here once again.
Thanks for having me.
Great to be here.
All right. We got 6 games we're going to talk about. Interesting lines. I want to see what you guys have to say about it. Let's start off with a game Steve wants to talk about, and that's a Thursday night game. North Carolina at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is a 10.5-point home favorite. Now, this game confused me a little bit. Virginia Tech obviously off of a very impressive win against Georgia Tech. North Carolina is sort of off of a bye. They've got 5 more days of rest than Virginia Tech. But UNC, their quarterback had a concussion last game. They're looking like, their offense can be good at times, but they're too inconsistent. I'd personally lean Virginia Tech in this one, and maybe the under, depending on where the total comes out. I haven't seen the total yet. But, Steve, why do you like this game?
We talk about Thursday night ESPN games, at least it's something I'd love to talk about with you most weeks.
And you got a great read on
the running total here for ESPN Thursday night games against the spread, the home team is now 55-34.
Sweet.
So
Jesus.
61.8% against the spread.
Wow.
So we just sort of start right there with that situation in Virginia Tech. Then you add on to that, this is senior night at Virginia Tech.
Right.
You add on to that this could be, if they win, this will be Frank Beamer's 250th career coaching win. If people don't know this by now, running back David Wilson for Virginia Tech is an absolute beast.
Really?
He leads the nation in rushing yards. I don't know how much he's being talked about out west or in the Midwest, but this guy is so frightening. He has only gone under 100 yards once this year. The Virginia Tech is bringing the number 31 pass defense, number 24 rushing offense. I don't see that with Virginia Tech, they're number 3 in the nation in sacks. And North Carolina is number 86 in protecting their quarterback for sacks allowed. My conclusion is that take Virginia Tech and lay your 10 or 10.5 points.
Yeah, seems to make sense to me. And like I said, UNC, they seem like they're good at times. Putting together a whole game against a quality team like Virginia Tech might be a bit much for them. Doug Upstone, what do you make of that? You agree Virginia Tech minus 10.5?
I certainly do agree with that. And to Steve's point about Frank Beamer, the 250 wins, now he because of Joe Paterno now out the door, he is the winningest active football coach going these days. Now, at home in November, Virginia Tech is 20-2 against the spread. That's right, 20-2.
Wow.
And on Thursday nights, they're 15-5-1 against the number.
Wow.
Now, North Carolina, they had a pretty tumultuous season with the beginning of their coach getting fired at the beginning, and then since then, they've kind of good start, fallen off. Virginia Tech is going to be the play. They'll win. They'll cover, I would think, 17 or more points, no problem.
All right, I'm getting kind of excited about this. Zach, you want to make it a unanimous decision here?
I mean, I'll agree, but I'm not going to rubber stamp it.
Okay.
Personally, I get a little bit nervous when I start applying historical data from a team that includes entirely different personnel than what's being played on Thursday night. So while it shows that Frank Beamer and his team and his coaching staff is certainly able to get his team ready on short weeks or midweek games, I really don't put too much stock into huge numbers, even if they are that as attractive as the numbers that were just listed by Steve. The thing that stands out to me more so than anything in this game is that in the week leading up to last week's game against Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech spent a lot of time working on run and gap defense, and they were really effective after the first quarter against Georgia Tech. North Carolina's best player, Giovanni Bernard, is a straight north-south runner coming off a knee injury. Doesn't have a lot of dynamic into him, but he's very good, but he's north and south. And I think stylistically that sets up well for the Hokies defense. So I think you can make a case to laying those points based on the fact that defensively it's a really good matchup for Virginia Tech.
All right. Well, that sounds like unanimity to me, and I'll make it 4. I'll say I endorse Virginia Tech too. It sounds like not that big of a number. It should be a bit bigger.